Letter to the editor. We have received our tax bill for this year. The last item on the bill is the maintenance tax to pay for infrastructure. This is not true for commercial properties at 1000, 1142, 1030, and 1045 Old Mill Run Road owned by the village's operating company. They pay no maintenance tax. In fact, there is no item for maintenance tax on their bill. Anyone can view these bills on the Sumter County website. How is this possible that commercial properties don't have to pay for maintenance on the infrastructure? That's sent in by Ash Marwa, the village of Belvedere. Go get him, Ash. I've been arguing about a lot of things around here, and all I've done is make a lot of people mad. Letters to the editor. What's up with homeowners insurance? I received a bill from a local broker with a 29+% in premiums from last year. After I paid the invoice, I received an invoice with a new premium which reflects a 59+% increase, $1,119 to $1,785. I've been told that it is all of the new roofs that have been installed or the higher appraised value of our homes are responsible for the increase, and we should be happy about the new potentiality of higher selling price we could get. That's great if we are selling, but it is making it more difficult to remain in our homes. I am not in favor of too much government running our lives, but it is about time for the state government to take a look at this and determine if the insurance companies are gouging homeowners. That's sent in by Dick Jones, a village of Pennycamp. Well, Dick, I don't really know all there is about it, but I can just about tell you it has nothing to do with the roofs. I know a lot of people that live in the older area. Roofs are up there only good for 20 years. They're at the end of their lifespan, and they have to get a new roof. Now, they might be working out some kind of a deal with a roofing company to get those things done at a cheaper cost. Anybody can do that. That's not the thing. Here's what I think it is. And I've had this question. I haven't received an answer yet from somebody that really knows something like an insurance company. If you bought a house here, say 7 years ago, pre-COVID, and it was worth, say, $200,000. Today, after COVID and all this, that same house has doubled in price. Now it's worth $400,000. Price of materials, everything has went skyrocket. Everything around here, the lumber, concrete, it makes no difference. That's why if you want to get some work done, sometimes it takes 6 months to get it done, 4 months to get it done. It's not the labor. Now, people say it always is labor, but it's not all the labor. It's they can't get the product. It's up in New Jersey somewhere. It's over in New York, Pennsylvania, where they mine some of the rocks, and to get it from there to here, that's the problem. And it's costing more and more. So my question was, if my house today is say worth $400,000, and 7 years ago I bought it for $200,000, when I got insurance on this, it was to cover the cost of a $200,000 home if it had to be rebuilt. Today, with all the increases in materials and everything else, if this house burnt down to the ground, would my insurance pay for this house to get rebuilt if it costs, say, $400,000? Or are they just going to cut me a check for $200,000 and say, good luck? I want to know, because I want my butt to be covered. I'm not going to get into political arguments about it. I don't really care. I just want to make sure that if something happens here, my butt's covered. And so far, I haven't got that answer yet. So anybody else that really never thought about that, might get a hold of your insurance company and see if you're going to get an answer. And if you do get an answer from your insurance company, but if you've got a friend that works at an insurance company, propose that question to them and then report to me. Send me an email. Let me know what they say. G1RUMP2Y@gmail.com. I'd be interested in knowing. Huge crowds pack town square for Christmas tree lighting events. Yeah, they have several of them. They have Christmas tree lighting in Spanish Springs. Then they'll have it in Lake Sumter. Then they have it in Brownwood. And I don't know if they had a Christmas tree lighting down further south, down around the Finney area. Somewhere they may have. If they have, I don't know anything about it. But when they get their square up, which I've already done a video on the square, where it's going to be, what the name of it is, it'll be there. That'll be where they'll have their Christmas tree lighting. You say there, the area, that square. It's not there. Anybody can go to any square. Finney can come here. We can go there. It's all ours. New KFC restaurant coming to Buffalo Ridge Plaza in the Villages. Sweet Gum Executive Golf Course set to reopen after renovations. You know, that golf course gets shut down every year. I don't know why. I know what I've seen there, but I can't say that that's actually the reasons why. When snowbirds come down, here's what happens that I have actually personally seen myself at Sweet Gum. It's people. They do stupid stuff. One is you're supposed to remain on the golf cart trail. And then if you hit a ball somewhere, then you walk over to that ball and hit it and walk back to your golf cart. To keep the golf carts off of the grass. Now, that's a small executive golf course, only 9 holes. But the people that come down here, they don't really care about the rules, apparently. They have every excuse in the world why they don't have to do anything. I have seen people drive their golf carts on the green to putt a ball because they say they have something wrong with them and they can't really walk. Now, they have special golf carts that you can get here. I think you rent them. You just let them know that you need one. And they got these great big tires on them. You put your golf clubs right on the front of it. The seat will swivel. You don't even have to get out of this golf cart to hit a ball or putt a ball. And it's specially designed to drive on the golf green itself, the putting green, without doing any damage to the putting surface. Here's what a guy told me. He said, well, my wife and I like to play golf together, and those things are only for one people. You can't get two people in there, so we don't want to do it. He would rather tear up the green for everybody else than to do something that let his wife drive the golf cart and he could drive. I mean, this is what you hear all the time. You just walk away shaking your head. You just don't understand it. These are the same people that want to park their golf carts on a sidewalk because they're too damn lazy to walk to the front door. A villager has been ordered to get an alcohol evaluation after she was found guilty on a charge of driving under the influence. I reported this lady. If you've seen her picture, it'd probably ring a bell. Wife who attacks husband over stupid questions poised to escape prosecution. She might escape prosecution, but she's not escaping because she's had to hire probably a high-dollar attorney. So in the long run, it's going to cost her. Letters to the editor. Saturday afternoon, I was fortunate to attend the fabulous Celtic Christmas musical at the Savannah Center. The cast was so good. Excellent musicians, singers, and dancers. It was an hour and 45 minutes of pure delight. However, about 5 minutes before the finale of the concert, suddenly so many decided they were going to leave before the end. Not just a few, but perhaps 100 or more. Because of these inconsiderate jerks, it was difficult to see and hear the finale of the concert. All I could hear was, "Excuse me, let me out." The aisle was jammed with these inconsiderate, self-important jerks yapping away as they proceeded to the exits. Hard to believe that so many had uncontrollable diarrhea that they had to leave early? Or was it they had to make it out before happy hour ended? Or was it a rush to get home so they could be in bed by 7 p.m.? These self-important jerks ruined it for many who wanted to enjoy the finale. They proved that one more time that you can't fix stupid. That's sent in by Bart Zollner, Village of Harmswood of Bel Air. Thank you, Bart. New restaurant option coming to Lake Deaton Plaza in the Villages. Visitor from Iowa jailed on a DUI charge after crossing State Road 44 in a golf cart. I reported this maybe a month ago when I told you me and Sue went to that one little restaurant up there that I haven't ever been to. And we sat there. Straight across the road is like this trailer park. I don't know what the name of it is. Didn't pay no attention. But it's there. We watched people come out of there following each other, driving down the ditch, the grassy area. And when they got close to the Brownwood entrance right there, they shot across. All these people were in a golf cart, shot across 4-lane highway right there to get their golf carts inside of the Villages. And this is the problem. Everybody wants to come to the Villages in golf carts or whatever. They want to enjoy everything here, but nobody wants to help pay for any of it. So they buy these places around the Villages and then do things like that. And they've been doing this for so long that the grass is wore down. It's dead because of the path that they've created with these golf carts. And I think the Wildwood Police Department could just sit there in that parking lot and just monitor this stuff. And you're going to see it. Driver admits to being distracted while on the phone on Rolling Acres Road. You know, I read about this all the time. I don't really know about the state law here in Florida. I can't really speak on that. I probably should know, but I don't because I don't worry about it. There's no reason for anybody anymore to drive down a road with a phone to your ear. None. Zero. Zip. We have Bluetooth on the phone. You got Bluetooth in the car. You got Bluetooth headsets you can purchase for a really reasonable price to where it's a one-touch. Please dial dad, dial mom, dial my sis, whatever. It does everything for you. Never have to take your eyes off the road. And so to say that I was distracted because I was talking on my phone, in my mind, is no excuse whatsoever. And you should be immediately given a ticket. Have I made anybody mad yet? Because I'm really giving my full opinion about stuff. Beer drinking villager jailed on DUI charge after hitting 2 vehicles at local restaurant. Looks like it's at the NYPD pizza place up there. Villager arrested after repeatedly texting woman in defiance of court order. They just don't learn. Officials began process to send villager convicted of sex offense back to Rhode Island. That was the guy I was talking about a while ago that videoed his granddaughters, for God's sake. Here's another one. Sex offender from Iowa arrested after failing to register a phone number. I don't even know why these people are here and why we are even allowing it. Seriously, I don't have, there's ways of keeping them out, and most of them are renters. Companies buy homes, they rent them out. They don't care about you. They don't care about anybody around here. All they care about is keeping that money flowing. They will rent them out. People are saying, how do these people afford to live here when they're out of jail and everything, when they can't afford to live here and they still work? Good question. Somebody told me that they could rent these houses out under Section 8, and the government supplements the income for the rental on them houses. Now, this is a hearsay. I'm not in rental anymore, but I do know that in Indiana, my cousin told me the same thing years ago. He said, you should have your properties under Section 8. You're guaranteed your money from the government, blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking this might be true here. Woman nabbed with catalytic converters under tarp in bed of stolen pickup truck. I don't know why all of a sudden everybody wanting to steal catalytic converters. I know there's probably some, special metals or something in there, but who is it? Oh, these drug addicts doing all this? Not a good reason to put drug addicts in jail and just let them sit there. Just let them sit there. I'll buy their breakfast. Let's let them sit there. 60-bed hospital to be built near Trailwinds Village in Wildwood. Trailwinds Village, they're playing the game with the word village. It has nothing to do with the villages whatsoever. You don't have golf cart access here or anything like that. But I'm not putting the place down. I'm just simply saying if you buy over there, you should know this. New Yorker arrested in purse swinging attack on grandmother in the Villages. Well, ain't you a sweetheart? 2 intoxicated men arrested after brawling at Lake Sumter Landing during the Christmas tree lighting event. Guarantee you, they're probably not from here. Let me read it real quick and see where they're from. So you got to remember, all the squares and everything's open to the public. I think that's going to be the downfall here for the average retiree. The developers and his companies will do fine. They sell homes. They don't live here, by the way, in case you people don't know. Everything that they build for themselves is not part of the Villages. 2 intoxicated men were arrested after brawling at Lake Sumter Landing. A deputy spotted 2 men, Kobe Jordan Smith of Leesburg and Caleb Taylor Leibold of Bellevue, who were rolling around on the ground and bleeding at about 11 p.m. Wednesday in the parking lot behind the Old Mill Playhouse, according to the arrest report from the Sumter County Sheriff's Office. The friends both were 22 years old and highly intoxicated. These kids. He's always been such a good boy. DUI suspect arrested after crashing vehicle in roundabout near Brownwood. Water Oaks sex offender arrested in theft of woman's purse at Olive Garden. Water Oaks is just outside the Villages. Villager pinned under golf cart after collision with large truck. Let's see if we can get the basics of this. A villager was pinned under a golf cart after a collision Friday morning with a large truck in the village of Buttonwood. A 74-year-old village of Santo Domingo man was driving a black 2018 Yamaha golf cart at 10:45 a.m. Friday at St. Charles Place and a Robus Place when he began to merge into St. Charles Place and drove into the path of a 2022 Mack truck driven by a 20-year-old Winter Haven man, according to the accident report from the Florida Highway Patrol. 76-year-old woman from the village of St. James, who was riding in the golf cart as a passenger, was pinned underneath after the collision. She was airlifted to Ocala Regional Medical Center. And I've said it 100 times, I'll say it again. The reason why she was flown to Ocala, that is the trauma center. We do not have a trauma center here yet. Long-term construction detour begins Monday near new Eastport Town Center in the Villages. Villager apologizes for behavior and blames intense dislike of Trump. You can't blame that. You are in control of your own feelings and your own actions. Quit pointing the finger. It ain't just this guy. I see so many people doing that. Well, it wouldn't be like this if it wasn't for that guy. It wouldn't be like this if it wasn't for these people. Stop it. A 73-year-old villager who has been arrested twice over a raging political dispute with a fellow resident has ensued an apology to her and his neighbors in Florida's friendliest hometowns. Ed McGinty of the village of Hadley was arrested in September on a charge of stalking after being banned from the Hadley swimming pool after an ugly exchange with the woman, who later obtained an injunction against McGinty. He was arrested at the pool after violating that injunction. She is an outspoken fan of the former President Donald Trump. Let me just say this. I don't care who you like. I don't care who you dislike. You can dislike anybody you want. That's your right. You do not have the right to go up in somebody's face and scream and yell and harass them and try to, scaring the hell out of them. You ain't got that right. But I'm not saying McGinty's right in any way, and I'm not. But why would you go to a pool wearing a political shirt, full well knowing that this is going to probably start some kind of an ugly discussion that could lead to other problems. I'm saying you're inciting that riot, and maybe you should be charged also. I'm not sure if I was a judge, if I'd even hear your case, because you started it. That's how I see it. You started it. Do I sound like I'm 12? It's your fault. You started it. Villager's long troubled son jailed after moving out of mother's house. Good for you, Mom. Throw him out. And if he says he ain't got no place to live and you want to help him out, go to Walmart and buy a tent. Tell him that you're going to provide him with that home. Does that sound tough? Sometimes you just got to be tough. Fines being forgiven at property mirrored in the village's legal settlement with rogue realtor. CDD4 supervisors want to hear from residents on cleaning up abandoned homes. Listen up, CDD4. They're asking your opinions about it, but keep in mind, if they go out there and they have to clean these houses, if that's what you want them to do, you're going to end up paying for this. None of this is free. I think they said they were going to charge something like $100 an hour to wash a house, which is phenomenally high, but I understand why. So make sure that if they're going to clean homes, that you guys somehow, some way, to protect yourself financially, that there's some kind of restriction on how much, and when. Or maybe you should hire an outside company like No Pressure Wash, House Wash Company. They'll wash the whole house for like $69 for the whole thing. There is no hourly price. Maybe that's a good alternative for you. By the way, tell No Pressure Home Wash I sent you. Sex offender freed from prison moves in near family pool in the villages. Here's another one. Boy, these people that's got these homes that they rent out, they are not doing us a good service at all. A 60-year-old sex offender released last month from Florida prison has moved in with his mother. Thanks, Mom. He's always been such a good boy. Oh, I don't even need, where's he at? That's all I care about. Released November 3rd. He was registered as a permanent residence. Village of Santiago. Beware, people in Santiago. Make sure that this guy is not in your family pool, and if he is, call the sheriff. Uncooperative wife prompts prosecutor to drop case after alleged attack in the villages. CDDs to discuss unpaid fines at homes in the villages owned by dead people. I don't see what the discussion is. Put a lien on the property. That way, whoever sells it, whoever buys it, somebody's going to have to pay it. Squatter in the villages freed on theft charge and disappears again. Well, I am just shocked. Good Lord. Villager sentenced in on DUI charge after crashing Lexus in a roundabout. Be careful in the roundabouts, people. There's so many people that come down here. It's when they get in a roundabout, sometimes they're just lost. They are just totally lost. They go from one lane to the other. They don't look. They'll exit from the inside lane and cut right in front of you. That's how most wrecks happen. It's just be careful. That's all I'm saying. Be careful. The easiest way to take care of yourself in a roundabout, make sure there's nobody next to you. Then you're okay. Neighbor jailed after allegedly pointing rifle at family putting up Christmas lights. Jeez. I'm not even going to read it because I don't want to give the guy any airtime. Golly. Letters to the editor. I think it's time to give Mr. McGinty a break. I can't imagine what his life has been like the past 5 years with his obsession of hating President Trump. Well, I can tell you, he's got a mental disorder. I am beginning to have similar feelings toward President Biden. Well, good for you. I'm glad you told everybody so we can start another argument and hope that I don't become so crazed over the next 3+ years that I have to be put on a 12-step program. It's the holidays, and we can show a little compassion for Mr. McGinty. Merry Christmas to all. Dick Jones, Village of Pennycap. I don't know what you're hypocritical. You say one thing in your left hand and then turn right around and bite it off with the right hand. Your letters to the editor is funny. 7-Eleven with car wash to be built at Eagles Nest Road and U.S. Highway 27 and 441. Villager armed with a knife arrested at Recreation Center after golf cart road rage incident. A road rage incident in a golf cart. Do you hear me? People, do you hear me? Is this what you expected in a retirement community? Christmas train show coming to Colony College Recreation Center. These guys that do these model trains, they set them up for kids at hospitals and things around here. I don't know much about it. I'm not really into trains. I respect what they do, but I have seen some of them, and some of them just do a fantastic job. And the kids just love it. Villager arrested at her home after alleged confrontation at local hotel. A 66-year-old villager was arrested at her home after an alleged confrontation confrontation at a local hotel. Barb Wald-Mione was arrested at 8:43 a.m. Saturday at her home at the Fairwinds Villas in the village of St. James. Mione is charged with going to a local hotel the previous day and banging her way into a woman's room, according to the arrest report for the Sumter County Sheriff's Office. The woman had a meeting set up with Mione, but had canceled it. Mione went to the woman's hotel, pushed her way in, and got into an argument with the woman. Law enforcement was called to the scene, and the woman said she wanted to see Mione prosecuted. The name of the location of the hotel were redacted from the arrest report. Mione was arrested on a charge of battery and trespassing. She was booked at the Sumter County Detention Center and released on posting $2,000 bond. I guess it's left up to our imagination. What hotel? Why she went there? And most importantly, was her husband involved? Wildwood police apprehended a man driving on an expired license. Henrique de Souza Santos, 38 of Kissimmee, was driving a black 2013 Dodge pickup at about 6:30 p.m. Thursday when he was pulled over on U.S. Highway 301 near Florida Turnpike when a check revealed the truck's registration owner had an expired license. The officer asked Santos about the statutes of his driver's license, and he claimed it had been seized in 2018 during a traffic stop in Orlando. He was arrested on a charge of driving on an expired license and booked at the Sumter County Detention Center and was released after posting a $500 bond. Villager makes passionate plea as 10,000 more cars per day to flood Cherry Lake Road. Well, with all this building going on, roads is the main issue. Parking, all these kinds of things that goes with having so many cars. 301's getting terrible. When I first moved here, 301 was just a kind of an easy peasy drive before any of that. Now, man, 301 is almost like rush hour traffic sometimes in a big city. All this comes with growth. Couple tied to 29 stolen catalytic converters claim they needed money to feed children. Hey, listen, I can understand, push come to shove, you're gonna take care of yourself, you're gonna eat, and the kids is gonna eat. I understand that. Everybody understands that. Nobody's gonna criticize you for that. It's the idea of stealing. That's not an excuse to steal. None. When I was young, and we owed everybody, it seemed like. We financed our furniture, financed our house, financed our cars, plus we had to go to groceries, plus we had kids. My oldest boy had to have special shoes and things because he had a bit, anyway, getting in all that. And we were always, my check was gone long before I got it. So I was always looking for overtime, second job. If I couldn't find a second job, I invented a second job. I used to go out on weekends and paint houses, a new roof on your shed, shingles and things like that. I did all kinds of stuff like that to pick up extra money. So the idea of saying I had to steal, no, just doesn't work that way. Woman with multiple driving suspensions arrested when caught back behind the wheel. You guys hear these stories from me all the time, don't you? All the time. It's almost like this law is laughable here, and people they just ignore it. They don't care. And all these people that have suspended a license and caught driving a car, I can almost guarantee you that car has no insurance. God help you if they run into you. A woman with multiple suspensions of her driver's license was arrested when she was caught back behind the wheel. Danielle Nicole Holdway, 36 of Fruitland Park, was driving a white Mercury Grand Marquis shortly before 11 p.m. Sunday at Pecuola Cutoff Road when a Lady Lake County Sheriff's deputy noticed the vehicle had an expired registration. A check revealed that she had been convicted 8 times for driving while license suspended. She was arrested on a felony charge of driving while license suspended. Her vehicle was towed from the scene. She was booked at the Lake County Jail and released after posting a $2,000 bond. I moved into a retirement community, for God's sake. A retirement community. Is this what you expected? Not me. Now we're looking for ugly Christmas sweaters. Ugly pictures of your ugly, am I saying this right? Ugly pictures of your ugly Christmas sweater. I'm going to make a little thing of that, and we're going to have that on WNL also this month. This month is a special WNL, but if I can ask each and every one of you, please hit that thumbs up, give me a like, and please subscribe. That's all I ask. Thanks, all of you. With that, I'll see you all on the other side.